Afternoon, dears.
Good afternoon.
So last class we learned about some eating patterns of adolescence. So adolescence is a transition stage from childhood to adulthood. During adolescence, we have the nutrient requirement is extremely high during adolescence due to the physical changes and all. There are some important dietary patterns, which are they eating out, consume more amount of fast foods, then disordered eating, non-traditional eating patterns, dieting, all these are the certain eating patterns that are commonly seen in adolescents. Okay, then we learned about factors, right? We learned about the factors that affecting eating patterns. Which are they? Which are they? That's fine. There are certain factors that affect the, just a minute. So there are certain factors that affecting the eating disorders, like individual differences, just not to list. Okay, individual differences like behavioral changes or behavioral factors, psychological factors, economic factors, and in social environment, the influence from the parents and peers. Okay, if the parents are not ready to eat certain kind of foods, we also influence from that. That is the influence from parents and just like as peers also. And then we learned about physical environment. It is easy to get food from Swiggies and all. The home deliveries, all this comes under the physical environment. And one more is that is macro system, the media. The media is a very powerful tool. So in the media, there are certain factors or certain shows that always negative creation, always create a negativity to food. So we have an urge to eat those kinds of food. That is the impact of media. Okay. Then we learned about eating disorders. Eating disorders are the potentially life-threatening disorders. Okay, it's not simple. The eating disorders are the life-threatening disorders or diseases. Sana, switch on the camera. I just want to see your beautiful face. Where is she? Is it clear now? The slides? It's more better, right? So now you can see the pictures. The first eating, mainly there are three type of disorders. Anorexia nervosa, bulimia nervosa, and binge eating. But according to your syllabus, you need to learn only two. Anorexia nervosa and bulimia nervosa. Repeat. Reina, repeat. What are the terms?
Anorexia nervosa and bulimia nervosa.
Very good. Anorexia nervosa means actually the individual is very thin, but they feel that they are overweight. So they refuse to eat. That is a condition of anorexia nervosa. There is physical signs and psychological signs. Physical signs means loss of menstrual period, loss of weight, and they are extremely thin. This is a physical signs. We can identify the person with anorexia nervosa by these signs. Okay, which are they? They are extremely thin, rapid loss of weight, and loss of menstrual period. Where is Sana? Fine. Last, Sana? Sana, are you there?
Yes, ma'am.
Last class you asked about nausea, right? It means the urge to vomit. The nausea is mainly seen in pregnancy. There is an urge to vomit. Always there is an urge. That is nausea. Okay. Constipation, I explained. That is constipation, Reina. That is constipation, Reina.
Upset stomach.
That is nausea. Nausea, which means there is an upset in stomach. Both creates upset in stomach, but constipation means if we eat more of fried foods and all, there is a difficulty in passing the stool. Okay, that is constipation. The difficulty in passing stool, that is constipation. Nausea means always have an urge to vomit. So you can see this picture, right? She is extremely thin. This is the situation of anorexia nervosa. These are the physical signs. There is also a psychological sign. The individual with anorexia nervosa also have a psychological sign. What is it? Intense fear of gaining weight. This is a psychological sign. Note down. Intense fear of gaining weight. Intense fear of gaining weight. This is a psychological sign. Psychological sign. Physical signs are extremely thin, loss of menstrual period, complaints of nausea, constipation and all. But the psychological sign is intense fear of gaining weight. So the individual with anorexia nervosa is very thin, but they always have a feeling of overweight. That is a condition. Okay, you can note down the points. Anorexia nervosa is an eating disorder. Anorexia nervosa is an eating disorder. Sana, right? Anorexia nervosa is an eating disorder characterized by abnormally low body weight. Characterized by abnormally low body weight. Abnormally low body weight and intense fear of gaining weight. Intense fear of gaining weight. They are actually low weight, but they have a feeling that they are overweight. That is anorexia nervosa. Is it clear? And due to this condition, they do exercises excessively. The hard exercises, they do continuously exercises. So it is there. And I told you that these persons always refuse to eat. They don't want to eat, but they love to cook. They love to cook to others. They love foods, but they refuse to eat. This is a condition. That is anorexia nervosa. Is it clear? Okay. So, who want to answer other than Meghna? Sana or Reina? A simple question. Reina. Try? Fine. What is anorexia nervosa? Just summarize the points that you get.
An eating disorder.
Hmm.
Characterized by abnormal
That's fine.
abnormal low body weight.
So, if a question asks, you can write that anorexia nervosa is an eating disorder. So, you get half mark. Okay, anorexia nervosa is an eating disorder, which means, continue, Reina. Low body weight, that you told. Then,
Low body weight, intense fear of
fear.
gaining weight.
Very good. There is an intense fear of gaining weight. They're always thinking about their weights and all. That is anorexia nervosa. Sana, what is the psychological sign? Psychological sign of anorexia nervosa? What are the physical signs?
They will be so thin, but they think
Extremely thin.
that they are so fat.
That
So
is a
they are
psychological sign. They think they are extremely fat. That is a psychological sign. Okay. Then we are move on to the next one. What is it, Meghna? Next disorder. Fine. Bulimia nervosa. Try to learn the terms, okay? Anorexia nervosa. Nervosa is same in both sides. Bulimia and anorexia. First is anorexia, starting with alphabet A, then B. Okay, so don't get confused. First is anorexia nervosa. Second is bulimia nervosa. In anorexia nervosa, in which age it starts? Mainly it starts from, Sana, in anorexia nervosa, it usually happens or starts from which age? Onset is in?
Adolescence,
Which adolescence?
like from the start of adolescence.
Adolescence means in the early or middle adolescence. In anorexia nervosa, just a minute. Amalraj, it's home science class, not psychology class. Amal? Okay, fine. So, anorexia nervosa, you can see is that it mainly starts in early adolescence and in middle adolescence. But here, the bulimia nervosa starts in late adolescence. So in 19 and 18, the age of 19, 18 and all, that is late adolescence. So it starts in late adolescent or early 20s, 20, 21, 22. That is early 20s. So anorexia nervosa starts in early adolescence. Bulimia nervosa starts in late adolescence. That's a difference between anorexia nervosa and bulimia nervosa. So here the bulimia nervosa means they eat more amount of food. Anorexia nervosa, they eat less amount of food, but here they eat more amount of food, but without gaining weight. It's very important. They eat more amount of food, but without gaining weight. How can it possible, Reina? How can it possible? They eat more amount of food. An individual eats and eats and eats and continuously eating, but without gaining weight. How is it possible? Do you know?
Um, Maybe the fats will be not getting
No. Meghna, fine, fine. That's okay. Meghna, do you have any idea about how can a person eats and without gaining weight? Sana, any idea? Fine. These persons use some laxatives or medicines to vomit, or they do extreme exercise because they eat more amount of food. So they use some medicines to vomit out the food. They need food without gaining weight. That is a condition. Actually, the bulimia nervosa is of two types. It's not in your textbook, okay? Bulimia with purging and bulimia without purging. Purging means clearing out. What is purging? Clearing out. Clearing out. So bulimia nervosa are of two types. Bulimia with purging and bulimia without purging. If an individual eats more amount of food, they tries to vomit the food out forcefully. How can a person vomit forcefully? They insert the fingers in their mouth. They insert the fingers in the mouth and then they forcefully vomit. They try to vomit forcefully. It is a serious condition, right? It's a serious life-threatening condition. So first is bulimia with purging, which means they tries to vomit the food out forcefully or use any laxatives. Laxative means any medicines to do the same, which means do the vomiting and all. And next case, bulimia without purging. Just the opposite. Here, they eat more amount of food, but they do over exercising. They do over exercising. Not purging is there. Forcefully vomiting or using laxatives is not there. They do over exercises. You can write down. Okay. Bulimia nervosa is often called as bulimia. You can either write bulimia nervosa or bulimia. Okay. So bulimia nervosa is, which means they eat large amount of food. The individual eat large amount of food without, the individual eat large amount of food. There are two types of bulimia. Bulimia with purging. There are two types of bulimia. Bulimia with purging and bulimia without purging. Bulimia with purging means they forcefully vomit after eating large amount of food. Bulimia with purging means they try to vomit forcefully. They tries to vomit forcefully. That is bulimia with purging. And bulimia without purging means they do over exercises. Is it clear? Is it clear, Reina? Any doubt? Fine. So, who wants to answer? Sana, try. I just ask a question and then I call out the names, right? Sana, summarize the anorexia nervosa and bulimia nervosa. What do you understand? Just summarize or differentiate between two.
Anorexia nervosa means the person is thin, but they think that they are so fat, so they exercise. uh, and they never eat food. Like they
They
refuse to eat
refuse
food,
to, that right.
but they like to cook. They are obsessed with food, but they refuse to eat.
Very good. Meghna.
Then
Fine, fine, fine. Meghna.
For bulimia, they love eating food, and they even if they eat more food, but they don't gain weight. And
They can't control eating, okay? They feels very discomfort in eating in front of others. They are not comfort in eating in front of others because they have a realization that their eating pattern is not normal. They have the recognition or the realization, but they eat more amount of food. What are the two types of bulimia, Reina?
bulimia with purging and without purging,
Very good. What is bulimia with purging?
where they forcefully tries to vomit.
By putting the fingers in mouth and they try to vomit.
Okay.
Then,
Um, without purging, they have strict diet
hmm,
and very strict, like very hard exercises.
exercise excessively in bulimia without purging. Purging means, what is purging, Sana? Clearing out. They want to clear the food. That is purging. So let's move on to the revision, okay? So in this week, we finished the chapter 7 and chapter 8. So the food and nutrition part, the basics of food and nutrition is over. Hmm? Do you have any doubts in first 6 chapters? Did you go through that? Raina, be honest.
Ma'am, notes.
I will send you.
Like the notes you said.
Ah, yeah.
Yeah, somewhat because it's kind of not downloading. Some problem with that.
No, okay, fine, fine. Sana, any doubts in that? You need to learn, right? Because you have limited time. I know, it's very difficult. But try, that's why I ask you to write the lecture notes. Okay. Try to learn the areas of home science in first year home science college. Some MCQs are there. So try to learn all that questions. And any doubts, Meghna?
No.
No. But need to learn, right? Fine. We can completely understand. So let's move on to the revision of chapter 3. Volunteer. Volunteer yourself. Sana is smiling. She knows. um, who wants to come? Meghna. Ah. So, Sana, ask 3 questions to Meghna. She's very smart. So ask 3 questions. Reina, prepare with the 3 questions. Note down the 3 questions you want to ask. Sana, you don't look to text. It's only for Reina.
what is meant by growth spurt?
Growth spurt. Meghna.
Rapid increase in height and weight in boys and girls.
Both genders. You can write that. Okay. Rapid increase in height and weight in both genders. Next question.
What is meant by late maturation?
Late maturation.
Late.
They mature very lately other than compared to their peers or friends at their age.
Did you remember the age?
For 11 to 14 and a half.
In girls, it is after 13 years, and in boys, after 14 years. Okay, 13 and 14. 13 for girls and 14 for boys. Okay, then one more. One more question, Sana.
What is meant by the primary sex characters, sexual characters?
The primary sexual characters is directly involved with the reproduction like vagina, etc.
In the case of boys, can you give an example in the case of boys?
Mm,
The testis, penis, all these development. Okay. Then, Meghna, ask. Ask to Reina.
what do you mean by puberty or the definition of puberty? Attaining age of the first menstruation.
Puberty is the time when your body changes from a child to an adult.
Adulthood.
That is puberty. Repeat, Reina.
Time when a child turns to adulthood.
It's a time when the individual's body changes from a child to an adult.
Adult.
That is puberty.
Okay.
Should.
The first menstruation is known as
What is the term for first menstruation?
menarche.
Very good, menarche.
State 5 physical and biological changes.
List any biological changes.
After attaining puberty,
No.
uh,
The changes you have after your menstruation. No.
physical and
What are the physical changes you have, you experience?
we became more
Think physical changes.
gains weight,
Very good. Gains weight.
weight.
You can write like this. It's only for Reina, okay? Gaining of height, gaining of weight. So it will be 2 points. Nice idea. Then,
Gain height and weight. Then
that's fun. Just think. Fine. Think. Recall the memory. Do you have any changes in your body? Any particular development or any changes in your
physical
private areas? In your
and enlarging and vagina
hmm. Okay.
and all the in
Pubic hair development. Okay.
pubic hair development. Then all the
Breast
organs
development. Our hips become
more broader.
broader. In the case of boys,
Then
their hips become
more kind of thing.
narrow.
Narrow.
Okay. Then chest. About the chest.
They became getting broader.
In the case of boys, their shoulder or the muscle powers, they gain more muscle power or they gain more weight and all. Okay. These are all the physical changes. You can write like this. Then, Meghna.
Then
Fine. Meghna, answer the question. Answer the question. What are the-
growth, height and weight, internal development, sexual development, and motor development.
Is it clear, Reina? Reina, the physical and biological changes. So you can write like this: growth spurt, height and weight, internal development, sexual development, and motor development. These are the 5 physical changes. Motor
Yes.
development means 2 kinds of motor, fine motor and gross motor, these development. Internal development, our internal organs like stomach, digestive systems, all these develop. That is internal development. Sexual means the secondary and primary characteristics. Growth and height, sorry, the height and weight. There is a rapid increase in height and weight, that is called as growth spurt. These are the 5 factors. Which are there, Reina?
Rapid increase in height and weight.
That is growth spurt, the 1 point.
Then gains
Fine, fine.
um,
Try. Rapid increase in what?
height and weight.
Height and weight. So first point is growth spurt. Next point is increase in height and weight. It's 2 points. Then 3,
Then
which means
all the internal organs became
internal development. That is the 3rd point. Internal development.
developed.
Then
And then enlargement of vagina.
fine, fine, fine. That's okay. Just give the headings.
Um, pub- mm, pubic hair.
Hmm.
Then physical
I'll repeat, okay? There is growth spurt, increase in height and weight, sexual development, motor development, and internal development. What are the 5 points, Reena?
growth spurt,
Hmm?
internal development,
Hmm?
sexual development, uh,
That is it.
height and weight,
Hmm.
internal development,
Ah, then one more.
uh,
The
sexual
things that
development.
we need to write, jump, all these are. We need some skills to jump. We need some skills to write. Sana needs some skills to paint. So what we need? Motor development. That is it?
Motor.
Motor development. Okay, fine. Reina, ask 3 questions to Meghna, right? Sana. Ask 3 questions to Sana. Then I will ask. Any 3 questions. You can refer the text.
Okay, like what's growth spurt?
What's growth spurt? Sana.
Rapid increase in heights and weight is known as growth spurt.
Very good.
And then what late matures?
What is early maturity? That's already covered. Early maturity.
Uh, the children who mature early is known as early maturers.
Hmm.
For girls, the age is 8, and for boys, it is 9.
Very good. Very good. Early maturers means the girls who mature early than 8, in boys early than 9. Late means after 13 in girls and after 14 in boys. Okay. Then another question, Reina. Hmm? Then ask.
What are the changes after puberty? Right.
Um, what are the sexual changes? Secondary sexual changes. Secondary sexual changes in compare with boys and girls, both genders.
In girls, the hips become broader. Then hair grows in some parts.
You can write, it's a table, okay. You can write genders, girls and boys. Hips become narrow, hips become broader, so it will be more easy. Then continue.
Then the voice become sweet and melodious.
Very good. What is it, Reina? The voice become melodious and sweets in girls. Then
Then fats deposition in some parts of the body.
mm.
Then
That's the reason for the development of our breast and all. Okay. The deposition of fat increase. Then
height and weight increases.
height and
Uh,
weight increases.
then
Secondary sexual characteristics means the characteristics that is not directly involved with your reproduction. Okay, there are 2 kinds of characteristics. One is primary sexual characteristics, another is secondary sexual characteristics. Primary means it is directly involved with reproduction. Secondary means not directly involved with reproduction. Like vagina, testis, all these are primary. Secondary means hips, chest, all these are. Okay, hair growth, in the case of boys, there's a hair growth in the face and all. And about the voice. In girls, their voice become more sweet, and in boys, their voice become more
deep.
harder, deeper and harder. Okay, then. Raina, one more question to Sana. Fine. There are certain factors that affect our, or the reasons for changes, individual changes. There are 2 important reasons that we have, that why we have these changes. What are they?
Heredity and environment.
What is heredity, Meghna?
It's passed from genes from our parents.
The passing of traits or characteristics from one generation to another generation. The passing of characteristics or traits. Okay. What is heredity, Reina?
Passing of traits and genes
So
from
these
one
are the
generation to
two
another.
main reasons for the individual differences. What are they? Heredity and environment. Heredity and environment are the two main reasons for uniqueness or individual differences. Environment means, Reina, you have too much of questions today, right? Because I love you. That's why.
Yeah. The
Environment means,
place. I mean, not the place.
make it as a sentence. Environment.
Social.
Social environment means, what is your environment? What is your environment? Where are you now?
My room.
In your family.
Family.
So family is an environment. Then you are with your friends, right? With Meghna and Sana. So they are peer group. Peer group is an environment. So family is an environment. Peer group is an environment. Sana. Next.
School.
School.
Then
We need money, right? We need money. So that is money and all. What is it, Meghna?
Economic.
Socio-economic status. The money. If the family has more amount of money, they can provide more opportunities to the child. So there is a difference in the environment. Is it clear? Any doubts? Meghna?
No, ma'am.
Reina?
No.
Ask a question, Reina, from this chapter. Ask another question.
Who?
Just ask.
I think so. Any questions are asked?
Any question from the chapter 3. That's fine.
Who are the early maturers?
Answer.
Me.
Yeah.
Who matures early?
Which age group?
It's for girls. It's 13 to 30.
That is late. Early.
50.
Early.
50.
Early means?
15. 15.
That's late. Okay. Late maturers. Early maturers means mature early.
Okay.
So before
Okay.
10.
Before 10. Okay.
You can write like that. Okay. Before 10. It's 8 in girls and 9 in boys. Okay. Sana, ask a question.
what is the meaning of gross motor developments?
Answer, Meghna.
The muscles that need big works like dancing, cycling.
The development of larger muscles. Gross motor development means the development of larger muscles. Development of larger muscles. Fine motor means the development of smaller muscles in your fingertips and all. That is fine motor. Meghna, ask a question.
In girls, what are the changes sexual development occurs?
Sana, answer.
What is the question?
Sexual developments in girls. What are the sexual developments in girls?
Increase in height and weight.
What is it, Meghna? Is it the right answer?
But I thought the boys may become body and sweet, and hips becomes wider.
Okay.
Breasts start to develop, and
Fine. What is another name of home science, Reina? Other name for home science.
Family science.
Family science. I just explain. Okay. The family science, which means human ecology and family science. Who was a British viceroy?
Lord Irwin.
Lord Irwin. Reina, his wife name is?
Lady Dharavati Arvind.
Good. Areas of home science, Anna? Fine. Reina, areas of home science. There are 5 areas of home science. Which are they?
Food and nutrition.
Good.
Uh, Textiles. Fashion. And
Textiles is fine. Clothing and textiles. Or
okay.
fabric and apparel. Both are fine.
Resource management.
Good. Resource management.
Uh,
The first 6 chapters is about
Human development.
very good. Very good. Human development.
Um, uh,
Hmm? Then
yes.